CNBC-TV18 presents the AI Dialogues in association with IBM.
Senthil at Bank of Baroda, how are you navigating the whole talent pool challenge?
Yeah, we are continuously upgrading and hiring the new talent. So a lot of not only on the skilling part, but the way we interact with customers, the way we segment customers and how to deal with those customers. A lot of work is going on in that area, and how we are going to address these different wide range of profile of customers we are having. And certainly I agree that skilling is as I said, it's one of the four pillars. I said it was the second pillar, where we also have to have the specialized skilling and resources to be there. I just want to tell one some example, maybe offhand hoga ki today we are all, most of us are bankers here. My daughter, I was going 12th standard, she wanted to do some payment. So I said it was written that you have to take a DD for 1,000 rupees. So I just reminded her, have you taken the DD? So she said, what is DD? Okay, so you really, DD is so common that anybody in our generation will know what is DD. But today, maybe a student doesn't know what exactly is DD. They are so much into the payment and other things. DD is no more a product for the next generation. So
And soon that's going to happen to checkbooks also.
yeah. So what I was just wondering, why we are a banker, and when I asked her, she doesn't know what's a DD, because the DD has lost its relevance, and still there are institutions which are asking for DD. So it's not that it's there is certain requirement which a DD will still be there. So there's a lot of diversity in the customer segment, which these tools are going to really address, and the right. So today I'm going to say DD free doesn't make any sense to this segment, because they don't know what is DD. Yeah. So why do I put that content to them on that? So I will say this demographic, remove that DD, put something else. So it's totally complex. It's not going to be simple, and certainly there's this kind of selection, hyper personalization is going to bring a lot of efficiency into the system.
Shifting gears, and as we come to the close of this conversation, Tuhina, I want to come back to responsible AI. And there is a gold rush for Gen AI right now in the market. Everyone wants to try it out, everyone wants to experiment, everyone wants to play around with it. And IBM has squarely been focused on responsible AI, overstating it, over-investing in it. When you look at responsible AI from a marketing lens, why is that important? With speed, because today speed is the order of the day. It's a highly competitive, cutthroat market. Yeah. Give us a sense then of what are the, say, top 2 or 3 pillars of responsible AI that brands should be looking at.
Absolutely. So it's about, you don't want to miss the woods for the trees. As simple as that. You want to make money, you want to grow your top line, but you want to do it in a way that is sustainable, safe, and you stay in the business. And responsibly, actually, a lot of you did talk about the various facets of it. If you talk about robustness, and Rohit talked about robustness, is it really has taken the safety measures, it is robust enough, that matters. Fairness, Anup talked about it. The inherent bias, profanity, the gender bias, all of that creeps into the data, and it should be able to be fair. Privacy in a banking industry, that matters a lot, so it needs to be able to address that as well. And then, of course, there is the whole transparency and fairness that we overstate. And therefore, one of the parts that I talked about, that we need to invest time in building our foundation models, which are unique to us and our voice and our service and our culture. We are in that stage, we are going through a culture shift. AI is a muscle we all have to develop, and the skills and the talent and how we interact with it. And to that extent, I will pretty much repeat that responsible AI is responsible business from my perspective. Those are the dimensions of responsible AI, really. And it can't really solve, right? The intent, what you input, the tool can operationalize your policy, but policy is still your responsibility. Right. I don't think we can kind of outsource our job to tools or AI. We just need to augment the two together.
Absolutely. So obviously it's clear that the man-machine collaboration or woman-machine collaboration or AI and human collaboration is here to stay. So I'm going to give 30 seconds to each of you to put on your marketer hats and perhaps envision the future and think about what it's going to look like. Maybe we can't say 10 years, it's too far out, perhaps 5 years from now. Will humans still reign supreme when it comes to especially the creativity part of it? Or is AI going to take away the most fun part of our jobs? Like for me as a journalist, writing is a fun thing that I do, or shooting is a fun thing that I do, and AI is taking away parts of that. Should we be worried about that? What do you think the future is going to look like? Ravi?
We have millions and billions of years of history, and human ingenuity has always trumped everything so far. So I don't believe in the next 5 years human ingenuity is going to be trumped by some machine. But what I do believe is going to happen is the routinity in the task will be taken over, but the big ideas, which are what we are all known for, that will still continue to be with the humans. And people who are able to work with AI as their colleague, as their support, will do much better than people who don't want to get that support. That's where I see it happening.
All right.
AI will actually help humans do a better job at everything that they do. But the ability to make AI help you do that completely depends on humans. So if you assume that you will be sitting and feeling worried that someone will kind of come tomorrow and take away my job, I don't think so that's going to happen. But what should happen is the fact that how can you help AI help you better? And for me, I was reflecting one day, we'd gone to one Google event, and I was just reflecting that I think possibly the best example of AI in the last 20 years has been Google search. Because just imagine today you want to know anything about anything. What is the first thing you do? Is to go into Google and search.
Correct.
Now, how has Google search become so good at being able to give you the best quality information? Some human has been able to program it using reams and reams of data to be able to help it predict better. And I think that is for me where the man-machine combination is to work beautifully together so that you can ask the machine and enable the machine to help you better. And that's when you will kind of really achieve a strong improvement in whatever you do.
Anup, your thoughts?
I think to a certain extent we're all androids now because we have a phone in our hand or in our pocket. So we're not just humans. It's attached to us all the time, and it's something that's happened to us without us realizing it, right? So I do think that eventually the way this tech is going to go is also that it's going to be part of our lives. And like people don't know a DD, it's like saying when you go back to college, there was an STD booth and the guy is looking at you saying, STD booth, wo kya hota hai, right? So I think the next generation is going to grow up on this and get used to it. I do think that people like us could become dinosaurs if we don't obviously adapt to it. I also do think that people are building, like Tuhina was talking about us building our own generative AI system for each of our organizations, right? So it's generally built with a certain amount of intent. I'm actually worried if somebody, picks up saying, I want to teach this particular AI all the knowledge in the world. That's when it becomes dangerous, right? Because none of us have that power, and that's when, and I believe that movies generally predict the future. Yeah. So that is something that's scary. But today, if we continue to teach the AI what we want to teach it, we should be okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nipun?
So Darwin's theory was of evolution. Humans have been evolving. Earlier they were hunched back, then they became straight. Now with the mobile we are again hunched back. And if we see, even in history, if you see, when first time the cars or the automobile was made, there were a lot of articles and discussion that they go at 10 to 15 miles per hour, which is extremely dangerous. We have overcome that. And as Ravi said, end of the day, the human is going to survive. And we know exactly where to tame the tiger. So yes, it's the tiger in the room. You tame it. It is for your use. If you don't tame it, it's got the other side to it. So I think let's see what the future holds.
Yeah, I'm very optimistic about this, and in fact, I'm also a little contradiction that it's going to increase the human requirement also. The creativity in human is going to be used to develop use cases or find use cases of which the opportunity is there with AI. So there's going to be multiplication of requirements of human involvement in how creative we are in using AI to drive efficiency and increase customer experiences in a much better way. The opportunity is immense, and there is to supplement that, there is going to be an equal opportunity from human side to work on it and develop it further. It's going to be a multiplying factor. That's what my personal view is.
Right. Tuhina, final word, please.
I would say it's augmented sweet spot, as I talked about. It's not going to be either or. It is pretty much and it's a relationship over a period of time. It's going to be hard work. It's a long-term investment, long-term returns. Since we are in the banking space right now, I think that is the work. If we do know what we want out of AI and we are on that journey for a while with a plan at a design approach, I think we'll get there and world will be more exciting. In fact, I was talking to another peer of mine and they said, hey, can we get 4-hour week with AI? That's the holy grail, but that's going to be a long one. And I think we can achieve a lot if we stay on the journey in a designed and a more programmatic way.
Gentlemen, Tuhina, thank you so much for joining us here today and sharing those very, very valuable insights. Well, despite all the concerns and challenges around harnessing AI, an MMA Global Survey report actually says that 73% people believe that AI will significantly enhance marketing capabilities, while also acknowledging that it will not replace human creativity and expertise. Hope you enjoyed all the insights today on AI Dialogues on this marketing special. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Goodbye.
CNBC-TV18 presents the AI Dialogues in association with IBM.